What's up, guys? In this video, take a road trip to Charleston, South Carolina. Family was going on vacation, and I wanted to take my car last year, but the hood flew up the night before we left. But I'm glad I kind of did, because I take it as a sign that I didn't need to take it, but also the car really wasn't ready for that long of a road trip at that point in time. But since then, it has got a full Maximum Motorsports front end, 2 K-member control arms. It's got a new edge steering rack. It's a SPR ZM, or no, ZM or ZK. It's the non-Cobra one, so it's the 02 to 04 GT / Mach 1. And it's got coilovers on all 4 corners now. Can't remember the exact spring rate off the top of my head. I believe it's a 325 550 combo, but it's a whole 9 yards. But needless to say, it's I'm glad I waited, because it turned out to be a lot better now with me just doing all the stuff I've done to it. So, but it's worked out. But this road trip is just a little road trip down there, and then I filmed it a lot the whole time I was down there. That's pretty much all I did. It rained most of the time, but so I just recorded content for the most part. Just enjoyed my drive. I had a good time either way. So the car made it back in one piece. Put about 850 total miles on it. We ended up taking a detour up to Greenville, South Carolina, and over to Pickens, I believe, and just kind of saw some more of the state that we hadn't really got to see before. But yeah, so let's get into the video. I know a lot of my videos have similar shots as this, so I figured this would speed up quite a bit and try to cut a lot of it. But we started our drive through Highway 70 through Greenville, Tennessee into Weaverville. That's our quickest way to get to the other side of Asheville for us. Then we got on 26 and went through Columbia, and I think we only stopped once in around Columbia area, and we stopped in Weaverville, Columbia, and then I think that was it until we got to Somerville, to where we ate at. I know, like I said, I know a lot of my shots are the same, and this trip I have a lot of shots like this. I've got some more, but just figured we'd cut it down a little bit. I mean, it's a little boring, I understand. So, but we stopped at Somerville, South Carolina, at Page's Okra Grill. It's one of our favorite places to eat. And I had chicken waffles with chicken wings. I normally get the chicken waffles with fried chicken breast, but I mistakenly ordered that. But the wings were really good. But we started back on our road trip and got back on the road, and started the ascent to the Arthur Ravenel Bridge in Charleston. If you've never been on this bridge, it is really cool once you kind of get to the top. There is a walking track. I've never walked it or biked it, but I think that would also be really cool to do. As you can see, all the way towards right there where that fence is, all that's fenced in. But it's really cool. You can't really see a lot in the camera here, but once you get to the top, you can clearly see just both sides of the ocean pretty much. Yeah, it's a really cool spot. You see all the big cargo ships coming in, as well as the Patriots Point, where all the military ships are, naval ships and stuff. It was really cool to see here. You can see on the screen, I'll put up a little clip of what I filmed on my other phone here.
I've wanted to get pictures of my car here for years, but this is a really cool spot here. It's probably my favorite spot in the area that I've found. I've just seen a lot of pictures online, and I'll throw some more up as we're making our way to the island now. But it's 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite spots. The sun wasn't really hitting. We were obviously on the wrong side of the sun for these pictures, so I do end up going back to that same spot. But last year I dreamed of getting that, because I had planned on driving it last year, and I was really wanting to get it there. But we ended up taking Dad's Raptor and getting a couple of shots last year when we came down. So, but it's one of my favorite spots in the area. So as you can see, we took the Sullivan's Island connector to leave Mount Pleasant. From that side of Mount Pleasant, it's easier to go that way to get to Isle of Palms rather than going all the way back to the Isle of Palms connector. But it's a cool little drawbridge here. I've seen it open a couple times in my life. But Sullivan's Islands is also a really nice place. I've never stayed there, but I've spent a good amount of time driving around it this trip, just trying to find the closest beach access so I could get some good pictures and stuff. But you'll see some of that later that I found. But it's still a pretty cool island though. But we eventually make our way back over to Isle of Palms, and then that's where we'll end the traveling for the first day. However, I did end up driving around the neighborhood we were staying in and getting some pictures, and it turned out pretty cool. So as you can see, we're now entering Isle of Palms. So dude's playing on the motorcycle, and I was swerving back and forth with him too. But yeah, Isle of Palms is pretty cool though. This is now day 3. We went back to the photo spot, and it turned out a lot better. It was overcast, but I really wanted to go like kind of sunrise, but I wasn't getting up that early, so stayed asleep. But as you can see, here's the Arthur Ravenel Bridge again, as well as the Mustang being parked here. Turned out to be some of my favorite pictures I think I've taken. This shot, I don't know why, there's just something about the quarter shot on this car, even though this is the dented quarter. It just always fits to me. So next thing we know, we ended up taking the car through King Street. Well, first we ate at Fuel. Charleston is one of my favorite restaurants down there. And then we took the car through King Street. And it was tight. I won't say we had a lot of weird looks, but we definitely had some heads turning. I wanted to also get a picture on one of the cobblestone streets. So here's Dad looking up some cobblestone streets. And we've got some shots here. The cobblestone was not fun at all. It was absolutely awful. Horrible, negative 10 out of 10 experience. This car is way too stiff for that.
really successful beach trip overall. It's the first time I've taken it down here. It's also the first time I've made it on a over 6-hour journey. It took about 300 or so miles down here. Longest trip I've taken it on so far. So Charlotte was the second longest. The car did phenomenal, especially with all the new front end components that's on it. Looking like an idiot over here filming, but it's okay. But yeah, so we're supposed to be leaving here Wednesday. Today is Monday, Memorial Day. Be headed back. See how it does in. So far it's rained quite a bit, but the car does all right in the rain. It's not fast enough to really be that bad of an issue.
So day 4 was a little different. We were leaving, this would have been Tuesday, so we would have been leaving on Wednesday morning. So kind of just hung around the islands there at Sullivan's Island and Isle Palms. I'm not sure if I even went out through those 2 islands at all that day, but this was as close as I could get to the water on Sullivan's Island. This is the other side of the island from Fort Moultrie, but that's a pretty cool area if you've never been through there. And I hated all the signs are there, but you know, you gotta work with what you can work with. But I still thought it was cool to get the car this close to the water. You're maybe like 25-30 foot from the open ocean. The beach is pretty small there, and I looked like an idiot trying to back my car down here, and there's people staring, but I didn't really care. I just wanted to see cool content, so. We started day 5 bright and early back at Paige's Okra Grill, however this time at the Mount Pleasant location where I did get my chicken and waffles that I wanted. Then we had a really weird experience with us driving over the Revenue Bridge with it being completely foggy. It felt very foreign to know that we got high up at the end, not being able to see anything at all, so it was very odd. And then I won't bore you with the rest of the trip, but we did detour a little bit, so we went over to Greenville, South Carolina, and detoured there for a little while, and then we're going to come back through the same way we come over through the mountains, and just checking out these smoky mountains here, Smoky or Blue Ridge, whatever it is, but just beautiful little sights, just how everything is. You guys enjoyed watching that. As you can see, it's a rainy day here. I'm recording this a little late. I've been very, very busy with several things, vacation Bible school and homework I've got and work and mowing, and it's rained for a week straight, it feels like. So I'm hoping to try to get some more content out soon. I should be done with school by the end of the middle of August, so hopefully I can get that out a little bit more regularly for you all to enjoy it. But yep, appreciate y'all watching. Thank you. So once we got back close to home, I ended up passing that here on the road that I was very familiar with, and wanted to kind of do a little bit of spirited driving to test out some new goodies. This was the first time I really had a chance to record some content with the new front end stuff goodies. But so if you're still watching, enjoy this. If not, I'm gonna enjoy it. So, but yeah, like I said, I do this for fun. But I appreciate you guys, all your positive words and stuff, and encouragement. I'm trying to still keep on this monthly upload schedule. So, like I said, it's all fun for me. Just enjoy the process. Just enjoy this roughly 10 minutes or so of just driving footage. Yep. Thank you guys for watching.